Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Petry, and today we're going to be looking at works relevant to my new book, Nature Morte, Contemporary Artists Reinvigorate the Still Life Tradition. Some of the earliest still lifes that we'll be looking at were found in Pompeii, where in the classical times, a nature morte, or the death of nature, was there to remind the living that they only had a limited time on this earth. This was very different from what a still life transitioned into under Christianity, where morality also came into play in notions of mortality. In the Dutch still lives, we often see vases of flowers, and they're at the peak of their beauty. The flowers are absolutely at the point of fullest bloom, but we have to remember they're already dead. Those cut flowers are going to fade even more and die in that vase, again reminding the viewer that they too will fade and also die. So a lot of the imagery that we see can be decoded to help the then viewer find a way to lead a good life. In the 20th century, artists fought to get rid of morality from the notion of mortality. So that what they were trying to do is, in a way, get back to the classical tradition, which speaks of the passage of time, life and death. My last book for Thames and Hudson was called The Art of Not Making. And that book really came out of my own investigations as an artist. Now the same thing has come about with Nature Morte. I've done a series of works called Revenge of the Florist. Those pieces are about how life and death issues can be brought back into the individual's notion or reading of a work. When I was making them, I was thinking about what a still life was for a contemporary person. And I started to see that lots of other artists were doing the same thing and were using the still life. In a series of paintings, Jed Quinn has used the cake as a metaphor for death. He's presenting us with different bunkers from Normandy. Now, in this particular painting, we see a Battenberg cake, and this cake was designed for the celebration of the marriage of Queen Victoria's granddaughter to a German prince, of course, from Battenberg. So we have this very strange relationship between the marriage and death within those two communities, i.e. the German and the English people, because of course those bunkers were used by soldiers to defend that conquered French land, and they were shooting and being shot at, and they actually became, in a way, memorials to death. So Quinn is taking death and is finding another contemporary way to show it to an audience. Cindy Wright creates a startling image. Instead of a calm domestic scene with a few goldfish swimming around, what we're presented with is a bowl crammed full of a huge dead fish. We see the blood at the bottom of the bowl, and we can see the face of this animal. It's looking at us, it's staring back at us, and yet we know it's in a home. We can see the kind of nice lace doily, we can see the curtain windows, and we really can't escape the fact that most of us kill and eat other animals for food. And in many ways, Wright is asking us to consider those deaths. One of the things that is really my contention is that given that we've gone through over 10 years of war and death, artists have been really brought back to the notion of a certain kind of relationship to death, which we probably didn't see for a little while prior to that. And at the same time, artists are very sophisticated today. They know that their painting, their sculpture isn't going to stop a war, isn't going to change the world. So what some of them have done is to have gone back to older tropes of representation where the skull or the candle or the cobweb can stand in for death, and they have remade them for the 21st century. They have remade them for the post-9/11 generation, because they too are in a world where war and death is just around the corner, where it just keeps coming to the fore, and it's something artists want to talk about. But they have had to find a very sophisticated way to do it.